Oh, hey. Hi, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to the big show. My name is Mickey, and this is Mickey in the Middle, the quintessential show for middle Americans, where all middle Americans are welcome. Doesn't matter where you've been, where you go, it just matters that you're here right now. Here, we try to do common sense things. Tonight, we're going to be talking a lot about common sense. We're going to be talking about menthol cigarettes and guns and Juneteenth. And how did this happen? How did Juneteenth and Father's Day end up on the same day? Why does how did that even happen? How was that not deconflicted at the highest levels? Let's go ahead and kick men one more time. Listen, I love the idea of Juneteenth. I love the fact that President Biden said, "Hey, let's do Juneteenth. We got to do it in June." And all of a sudden now it's bam, right on top of Father's Day, or Father's Top Day is right on top of it. I think both those days ought to have separate days and ought to be, the I don't know, man. It's absolutely crazy. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the chat Olympics. Hey, everybody, holy smokes. I think Carolyn Greg's Ledger has a clean sweep for the last week at least. Here you congratulations to Carolyn Greg's Ledger. Holy smokes, that is gold medal performance stuff. So congratulations. Congratulations to silver medal Susie back in the silver medal position. And Christopher Cap. Oh, Chris coming in with a bronze medal. It's great to have you with us here, Chris. It really is. Lane Calcaterra just finished just off of the podium. And the lady with four names are right after that, Darla Joe Stewart Bennett. So hi, everybody. Can I tell you how much I appreciate y'all being here today? We are talking about a couple of things. First thing that I want to talk about this right here, which is menthol cigarettes. The seed and the FDA says that menthol cigarettes are bad for you. And here's what the thing is. Does the FDA care what is bad for you? Do you think that the CDC or the FDA really cares what's bad for you, considering that they have put up with the legalization of all kinds of drugs? It doesn't matter whether it's a carcinogen. Did you know that in Oregon and in Washington, almost every drug is legal? They're like, hey, man, go ahead. Just go ahead and shoot yourself up. Go ahead and do this. Oh, but the federal government is saying menthol cigarettes are bad for you. I would just like to get that through everybody's head. What happened to common sense? What happened to laissez faire? What happened to letting the people have the information, and the information can set people free, right? Because what we're talking about June 19th. June 19th celebrates the fact that down in Texas, the people that were enslaved in Texas finally got the word almost a year after the Civil War was over that slaves were freed. And it is absolutely crazy to think that you could have some people that were so much in a hole and not getting information that they would not know that they were not being informed of stuff. Like, you don't know what you don't know. That's the crazy thing about this. You don't know what you don't know. Now all of a sudden they're saying that menthol cigarettes are bad for you. That menthol's bad for you. Well, I'm pretty sure that the cigarette part of the menthol cigarettes is probably the worst part of the menthol cigarettes. So if you're going to throw something out, why are you throwing out the menthol? We have menthol gum, we have menthol aromas, we have menthol in the toothpaste, we have menthol everywhere. Now all of a sudden they're going, oh, wait a minute. The bad part of a cigarette is the menthol part of a cigarette. And here's the thing is, to me, this is an assault on women of dating age. Dating age women and minorities. I'm gonna make a stereotypical comment. I'm gonna make stereotypical comments. Young black ladies, young black men Young white ladies, young white men love the menthol cigarettes. Old guys like me, we like the Marlboro Reds and we like the Marlboro Lights. I used to be a Marlboro Light smoker. And here's the thing is, menthol cigarettes are some of the best cigarettes. Who doesn't remember having Cools? They even had the crushable Camels that you can smoke it without the menthol cigarette, and then you could crush it, and then you could smoke with the menthol cigarette. And now they're saying that the bad part of a cigarette's the menthol? Have they lost their damn mind? And what about I can't believe that they're doing this. I can't believe that they've determined that the bad part of the cigarette's the menthol part. It's nuts. Lane Calcaterra says all cigarettes are bad for you. Yes, ma'am. All cigarettes are bad for you. Guess what? Alcohol is also bad for you. Driving cars, bad for you. Eating a high carbohydrate diet, bad for you. Lifting too much weight, bungee jumping, all of these things are bad for you. And now the government is trying to tell you what to do. That's what my point is about this. The government is trying to tell you what to do. And that absolutely makes me madder than hell. I got to see if something came in my email real quick. And the reason is because I want to show you something. You know, I am Mickey in the middle. One of the things that I've always professed about being in the middle of being in the middle of things. And I am in the middle of things. So this afternoon I took a test. I did take a test. Let me see if I can get the picture up here. I took a test and then I ended up taking a picture of the test about being in the middle. Because this is indicative of the way that I look about menthol cigarettes, alcohol, cheese, freedom, liberty, guns, freedom of speech. I am a libertarian. I do not want the government to be telling me anything. We're supposed to be telling the government. The government is supposed to be a reflection of the people. The government in the United States of America stopped being a reflection of the people a long time ago because the same people kept going back. And it's 100% bullshit to think that the people that are back in there right now didn't pull some sneaky ass trick to stay there. And they're like, oh, the barrier to entry. Well, the first thing you got to do before you can get on a ballot anywhere is in every single one of the states, the political party said, oh, well, you don't have to do anything if you're in one of these two parties. But if you want to come in and, the two parties are going to have primaries. So anybody can get in those, but you have to be in one of those two political parties. And then if you're an independent, then you have an entirely different set of rules for getting on there. And then you have nobody to help you, but the political parties can help everybody that's in the party. So that's a barrier to entry. You know, the amount of money that is paid by the political parties for their candidates to get into races for the governor, for Senate, for House of Representatives, that's a lot of money. But you and I, no. You got to come out of there on your own. So anyway, I've always supported the government because you got to support the government you got to live in. You got to love the country that you're in. Simple fact of the matter is that if you don't believe that you have a great country, you should leave the country that you're in and you should go to a country that you think is great. Because listen, life is too short for you to not go where you believe that life is better than the United States of America. So I believe in the United States of America. I also believe that I am left and right, slightly right of center on the way that I think things politically. I also think that I'm pretty conservative, and that means I'm more a libertarian freedom because I don't like the government. So this is what I took today. I took this test. Can I mail this to myself? I think I can mail it to myself and I'll show it to you. Uh, send, send. Actual size. All right. So I just sent this to myself. And it's a picture of where I fall on the scale of left to right. Because as we're talking about menthol cigarettes, I'm saying, how come if the government is going to say that more and more states are saying that we should legalize drugs and we should legalize marijuana, you should be able to not be prosecuted for marijuana, you should be able to have LSD and heroin, you should be able to do the crack cocaine, you should be able to do that. Now, who's distributing this? Well, that's an entirely different thing, right? So, distribution and consumption by consumers are two different things. Here's the reason why this is important. The reason why it's important is there are certain demographics in our country that our government does not want to have certain things. I honestly believe that menthol cigarettes, why is the United States government finding this as a hill to die on? Why? I personally think that it's a demographic. I think that has to do with the demographics of the folks that smoke menthol cigarettes. I also think, and I find it very, very unusual, that the fact that as more law abiding citizens who are minorities embrace the concept of owning and having guns for self protection and in line with the Second Amendment of the Constitution of the United States, that the government is getting more and more restrictive in their thought process about who can and cannot have firearms in their house. You go, oh, well, Mickey, we got to be able to have a background check. Okay, right. So felons are not allowed to have guns. But as more minority owners of guns come online, you notice that they have changed. Oh, we need to restrict more. We need to have tighter background checks. We need to raise the age. We need to limit what type of weapons you can have. Because I honestly believe there's a whole bunch of people in the federal government, like Beto O'Rourke, who don't believe that you should even have a gun. Joe Biden believes that you shouldn't have a magazine more than 15 rounds. Raise the age to 21. Well, why 21? How come it's not 25 or 30 or 55 or 60? I believe it has to do with the fact that the people that were minorities that are celebrating Juneteenth this weekend are the same people that just about the same time that they go, hey, look here, you know what? Firearms, we need to be able to defend ourselves because the cops cannot defend us. We need to be able to have help seconds away rather than minutes away. I think that it's very, very unusual that as Juneteenth comes online and as more minorities own guns, that the federal government is getting more restrictive in the way that they look at their citizens. And they go, hey, look here, man. We don't want you to have menthol cigarettes. It's for your own good. We don't want you to have guns for your own good. We don't want you to do a lot of things because it's for your own good. We don't want you to go to work, so we're going to give you money. It's for your own good. We want you to stay at home because it's your own good. That's all that they do. They make these rules and they get more and more and more oppressive as we go forward. Lane Calcaterra says, as I'm drinking my moonshine with my menthol cigarettes. Good for you, Lane. They're aiming at Lane. Mark Alcadera says, or you have to be super rich. You're right. You have to be super rich. You have to be able to go get on a cruise ship. You have to be able to go to Mexico. You have to be able to go to anywhere else where they haven't outlawed guns or menthol cigarettes. Danny! Hello, Danny. I love you. My niece Danny's here. That is awesome. And then Danny says, well, of course. Well, of course you supported the government. You fought for this country. The reason way your opinion is so important is because you fought for us. Well, you're right. And you want to know why I fought for us? Because I believe in the ideas of freedom. I believe in the idea that you have the freedom of religion, the freedom of speech, the freedom to assemble, the freedom of search and seizure, the freedom to not incriminate yourself, the freedom to not have the government go through your stuff and be secure in your papers and your possessions. I believe that you have a whole bunch of rights that are not granted from the government. And the matter of fact, a lot of those rights are specifically enabled to you so that you can fight your government. If your government has a bad idea, like banning menthol cigarettes, then we need to be able to say banning menthol cigarettes is a stupid idea. We should let people have freedom of choice. We should inform them if the government wants to be a great, big, huge information thing. If they want to do all the information that they want, they can do all the information that they want, but they shouldn't be taking away people's rights, especially when more and more states are saying that all drugs are okay. It's insanity. And the thing that I said about the guns is also insanity. They want to take away your guns. They want to take away your freedom of speech. They want to take away your right to worship your religion where and when you see fit. They're like, hey, look here, man, you need to keep your religion out of the classroom. The government does not, the Constitution of the United States doesn't say that you have to be agnostic. The government does not say that you have to be agnostic. It doesn't say that you have to be anything less than the religion that you are. You don't have to be an atheist when you go to work if you work in a school system. You can be Muslim, you can be Jewish, you can be that. And somebody goes, hey, man, what are you doing over there? I am saying a prayer over my lunch. Oh, you're not allowed to say a prayer in school. You're telling me that I can't pray over my meal at a lunch table? That's what some people want you to believe. I'm not allowed to pray by myself on a football field after a game. And if somebody comes over and kneels beside me, all of a sudden now I'm endorsing religion inside of a public government endorsed space. Just because multiple people join together to do something does not mean that they're endorsing it for the government. I should be able to say whatever I want. People should be able to say whatever they want. We should be free from the government. So let me show you what I got. Let me show you what I got on my, I got to download this. Doggone it. It's going to just take me just a second to download it. All right. Here's what I got. I got to show you this. Am I in the middle? All right, so there's an organization out there called politicalcompass.org. And what they do is you can go on politicalcompass.org and they can give you a test and it will find out whether you are authoritarian or whether you're a libertarian, right? Authoritarian means that you want to be in charge, you want to be bossed around. A libertarian is believing in freedom. And then there's also the left and the right. You know, are you conservative on the right? Or are you liberal on the left, right? So one has to do with control. The other one has to do with how you believe politically. So let's take a look at what Mickey, let's see where Mickey was. You want to see where I am? I thought this was crazy. So I took this test this afternoon. Politicalcompass.org. The test was in 6 different sections. And this is where I am right here. That means that I am economic left and right 0.13 to the right, right? So I am slightly right by 0.13 on a scale of 10, right? So there's 10. There's 10 of these, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That means I am 1/10. I am 1/10 on the right of middle. And I am also libertarian rather than trying to tell people what to do and believe that we should have a government of authoritative dictator bullshit socialist sons of bitches. I am well within the libertarian range because I am minus 3.74, which is almost 4 towards libertarian. But you know what that means? That means that I believe that we need to have a government, but that the government needs to give the maximum latitude towards the people so that the people can be the directors of the government, and the government is supposed to reflect the attitudes of the people. So now I got a question for you. Now we talked a little bit about guns. Now we talked a little bit about menthol cigarettes. Do you think that Joseph R. Biden, the president of the United States, is adequately reflecting the attitudes of the people of the United States of America? Let me give you an example. Let's just go with oil. He pulled the trigger. He said, hey, man, we're dumping on oil. We're going to get rid of the Keystone Pipeline. We're going to get rid of all the other pipelines. We're going to make it impossible for you to drill. We're going to take a very, very aggressive stance against the oil companies, against petroleum, against coal, against natural gas. We're going to go hard against them. We're going to go take them to the paint, man. We're going to reject them. That's not what the people wanted. The people want a smooth transition off of oil, coal, natural gas into some type of a sustainable future. But we don't have the capability of doing a sustainable future right now. Otherwise, we would have done it. We would do it. If we had the option of not using gas, we wouldn't use it. But right now, we need it. And there's not a big enough supply. And then when you're hostile towards your corporations go, well, I don't really want to. Yeah, you're trying to kill me. And I get it. I mean, I understand it. I'm a dirty old oil company. I've only been doing this shit for 150 years. I'm a bad, bad company. I've only heated the world. I've only cooled the world. I've only invented all the plastics when we have all of our stuff. I'm only in tires, and I'm in cars, and I'm in 95 to 97% of transportation. I get it that you hate me because I have been doing my job for 150 years. And I understand why you would hate me. Now that you hate me, you want me to do more of what I was just doing with the intention of you're going to kill me later. So you want me to take all of the money that I have, and you want me to invest my money as oil companies and coal companies and all of these energy companies. You want me to take all of the money I have, and you want me to do what with it? Invest in all of the stuff that's going to cost me billions and billions and billions of dollars to invest in so that you can screw me later by going with solar and wind or nuclear. Why would a business ever do that? Well, the reason that because literally Joe Biden and the Democrats think that companies are stupid. It's crazy. It's insanity. All right, let's do some comments. Let's see. Chris Cap says, amen, Mickey. Hey, I always love it when I get an amen. Chris Cap says, ready to fight for the Constitution again and again and again. Dude, we all got to be willing to fight for the Constitution. Matter of fact, Chris nailed it on head. We have to be ready to fight for the Constitution again and again and again and again. Danny says, you can't inform, you can't make anybody do anything. That is correct. That's the way that it's supposed to be. That's the way the libertarian's supposed to be. Supposed to have a set of rules. Not allowed to kill anybody. Not allowed to beat anybody up. Not allowed to steal. Remember the don't lie, cheat, steal moniker that we used to have as a kid? Don't lie, cheat, steal. Lie, cheat, steal, kill. Lie, cheat, steal, kill, beat up. Right? We all know right from wrong. The government has already laid all that stuff out, but the rest of it needs to be left up to us. Thanks, Danny. I greatly appreciate that. And Danny says, you can inform, you can't make anybody do anything. And then Logan says, hell no. That's what I'm talking about. So, Joe Biden, Chris Cap says, Joe Biden has lied to America. He's not done anything he said he would do. I doubt he knows that. He doesn't know that. That is correct. Deborah, No, JB is not for American citizens. I do not believe he is. I believe, and going back to this, let me say this one more time. I honestly believe that somebody got in Joe Biden's head and said, you need, if you want to be known for something, if you want to be known as the world's greatest president in 100 years, you have to kill oil, kill coal, kill natural gas, kill everything in the United States, and you will be remembered. And chances are, when we save the planet and the global temperatures come down, Joe Biden will be seen as a hero forever and ever and ever. And because Joe Biden is a megalomaniac, narcissistic president, much like a lot of other presidents, let's say all of them, he went, yeah, I want to be that guy. So let's do this. Let's get rid of oil in the United States of America so I can be a hero in 100 years. And he's not for the American citizens. That is true. And then Danny says, what about big gulp soda straws is really happening? Oh my gosh, Danny, they did that in New York City. They got rid of big gulps in New York City. For those of you who didn't know, go look it up, man. They said it had too much soda in them, so they stopped selling big gulps. It's absolutely crazy. That is a true thing. I can only say, let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. By the way, I went to a ball game. I tried to start the chant. I yelled that, and I got a couple people yell back, let's go, Brandon. So anyway, hey, look here. I want to wish all the dads out there happy Father's Day. That's going to be this Sunday. And I just want to let you know that fathers are the most important figure a young person can have besides a mom. Moms and dads team up. And some are stepdads, some are full-time dads, some are part-time dads, some are dislocated dads. Listen, it doesn't matter whether you are a displaced dad or whether you're a full-time dad or whether you're a part-time dad. Take part in your children's life. Because the moniker of father, literally, father means to lead. And I want everybody to understand that dads are awesome. My dad, I didn't have a great relationship with my dad. But over the years, I came to appreciate the way that my dad was and the way that my dad raised myself and my four siblings. And then as a grandfather, he was great to my daughter and all of his other kids. And everybody loved Jack. Everybody loved Grandpa Jack. And he was a gruff old bastard, man. He yelled a lot. He was gruff, but you could tell that there was some love buried deep down in there somewhere. And I just want to take a moment just to say thank you. If you're a dad and you've been doing a good job, thank you very much. And if you're a dad or a father and you haven't been doing a good job, I need you to step up your game a little bit. I need people to realize that fathers and dads and the people that bring other people onto this earth through the donation of sperm, through the donation of signing adoption paperwork, you don't even have to sign the paperwork in order to take on the role as being a stepfather, being a stepdad, being a father in somebody's life when there's not one. But if you can do that, we've got to make fathers look good. Because you know what? We've got to step up. We have got to be as awesome as we can be and as we have been throughout the history. So going forward, I can only say thank you to all the fathers out there. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you and appreciate what you do every single day on this planet. So without further ado, remember, Mickey in the middle, Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. Central, right here, wherever I am, right there, wherever you are. Remember to like, share, hit the notification bell. Tell all your friends about it. Thank you for your comments. Have a fantastic weekend. And remember, everybody, I love you. And I'm so glad that you're here and contribute to the show. Without further ado, have a great weekend. See you on Monday. Good night, small one. I love you. See ya.